a young judge who dedicated her life to justice, presiding over cases with integrity and fairness. But in a cruel twist of fate, her own life was taken in a horrific act of violence. This is the story of Magistrate Mamello Thamae. Let's get into it. Mamello Thamae was born on the 18th of October in 1982 in Heilbron, a small farming town in the Free State province of South Africa. She was known for being a warm and positive person. Professionally, she served as a regional court magistrate as well as acting high court judge in the Free State province, and she had earned deep respect in legal circles. According to one of her former colleagues, Mr. Letlonolo Moeng, it was very clear from early in her career as an advocate that she was destined for great things. He jokingly stated in an interview with the SABC that upon seeing so much potential in her, he and other colleagues in the judiciary had lured her into the judiciary when she was 31 years old in 2013. So that's when she began her career as a regional court magistrate. Some of Mamelo's other colleagues actually described her as having a strict and no-nonsense attitude in the courtroom, yet very warm and polite. So when people would bump into her, she was a lovely individual. She was also very actively involved in training initiatives for the South African Judicial Education Institute, as well as the Black Lawyers Association. So she was someone with a lot of potential, someone that was involved in her community, both in the courtroom and serving her community, and as well as outside the courtroom in being involved in various initiatives in the Free State province. Beyond the courtroom, Mamello was a devoted wife and mother. She was married to 42-year-old Letlonolo Mokotane, and together they had a 7-year-old child. It is not clear what Letlonolo Mokotane did for work. However, I was able to find his LinkedIn profile where he went by his other name, Elia, and it says that he is a comprehensive success formula teacher. I am not very sure what that is, but in his profile he states, and I quote, "When grades mattered, I was not that good, but when life mattered, boy, I came in handy and helped billions of souls to help other souls live life successfully before they happily leave it. What more can one ask for? There's still room for yet one more person to live comprehensively successful." I am not sure what that means, but there's no other information of what he did for work outside of that. On the 21st of September 2023, both Mamello and her husband were reported missing from their Heilbron home. The South African Police Services initiated an investigation and began tracking movements of the couple's car using vehicle tracking technology. Through that initial investigation, they discovered that their vehicle had crossed the border into Lesotho from the Fixback border post. Given the suspicious circumstances behind their disappearance, the South African police alerted Lesotho Mounted Police Service, and Lesotho police began their own investigation, and they were able to trace down Mokotane, Mamello's husband, who was quickly arrested and interrogated about Mamello's whereabouts. He confessed to murdering her and informed the police of where her body was. This was outside a guest house in Mokotlong, a town in Lesotho, which is about 230 kilometers from the Fixbeck border post, which means not only was he able to cross the border into Lesotho with her body, but he also drove around in Lesotho with her for at least 230 kilometers. So the police got to the guest house, outside the guest house that he had directed them to, and they found her Kia Sportage. And inside the boot of the car, they found Mamelo's lifeless body tied up and gagged. Lehlohonolo cited marital problems as the main reason behind the crime, but he did not elaborate on exactly what was happening, which led to him taking the life of the mother of his child and his wife. However, even though he did not divulge details of their marital problems, Mamelo's friends and family members have come forward to say that Mamelo really suffered in that marriage and wanted out, with her uncle even describing it as Mamelo having been in a relationship with a python. Here's a clip from his speech at her memorial service.
She was sharing a bed with a python. You know, this python disguised itself and showed the love. And she was under the impression that when she took the python to the vet to complain about this python, the speakers have already indicated that she would say, "Ke kgathetse, I'm tired." That was the python. However, she thought she was going to get the remedy for the python, only to find out the python was not changing. The python was just coming closer and closer, just to make sure and to ensure and to calculate the time when it's going to strike.
Following his arrest, a collaborative effort between Interpol, South African police, and Lesotho police started, and the process of extradition began. Mokotane was detained in Lesotho for 11 months while they were working out the extradition. And finally, he was extradited to South Africa in August of 2024, where he faces kidnapping and murder charges. In his first court appearance, where he had stated that he wanted to have private legal representation, he would later indicate that he does not have money and requires legal aid, which delayed the process of his first bail application. But he would later apply for bail, which has been denied, so he remains in custody as legal processes unfold. When he applied for bail, he actually indicated that he was very worried about the well-being of his child and he wanted to be released on bail so that he can continue looking after his child. Makotane remains in police custody and his trial date is yet to be set. The legal fraternity in South Africa has called for a harsh punishment. And the South African chapter of International Association of Women Judges described her passing as a profound loss and called for a swift and thorough investigation. The country as a whole is hoping that justice will be served for Mamello. That is it for today's case. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like this video and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't yet. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.